The storm came on a Tuesday. Thomas had checked the forecast that morning. Moderate seas, winds from the southwest. Nothing unusual for the Mediterranean in September. By afternoon, the forecast had changed. By evening, it didn't matter anymore. The boat went down at 11:47 p.m. Thomas knew the exact time because he looked at his watch just before the mast came down. He had one thought before the water took him. Where is Lily? Thomas was 41 years old, a marine biologist from Marseille. Every summer since his daughter was born, they had sailed the Mediterranean together. Lily was 8 years old and had spent half her life on boats. She knew port from starboard before she knew left from right. She could read a compass, tie a bowline, and identify 17 species of Mediterranean fish by sight. She was her father's daughter completely. Finn had been part of the family for 3 years. A gray tabby cat with white paws and the disposition of a seasoned sailor. He slept in the bow, ate whatever Thomas ate, and had never once shown fear of the water. He was below deck when the storm hit. He was still there when the boat went down. Every summer since his daughter was born, they had sailed the Mediterranean together. The three of them, Thomas, Lily, Finn. The sea was their summer home. The storm had built faster than any Thomas had ever sailed through. Within 2 hours, the waves were 4 meters high. He had sent the distress signal at 10:15 p.m. He had put Lily in her life jacket himself, checking every clip, every strap, the way he had taught her to do. She had not cried. She had watched his hands moving over the jacket with complete attention. She trusted him completely. That was the hardest part. When the mast came down, it took the radio with it. When the boat rolled, it took everything else. Thomas surfaced holding the cockpit combing, a section of the boat's structure that had broken free. It was large enough to support one person. He looked for Lily in the darkness. He called her name into the storm. He heard nothing but water and wind. Then, very close, he heard something else. A child's voice. And something that sounded, impossibly, like a cat. Lily had found the life ring. The orange ring that had been mounted on the stern. She had unclipped it herself in the chaos of the sinking, the way Thomas had shown her 100 times. She was holding it, floating, alive, and pressed against her chest. Inside the ring with her, front paws on her shoulder, was Finn. The cat had come from below as the boat went under. No one knew how. He had simply appeared, wet, wide-eyed, and completely focused on Lily. She had grabbed him. He had not struggled. Together they floated in the dark Mediterranean, waiting. Thomas reached them within 4 minutes. He would later say it was the longest 4 minutes of his life. He held onto the combing with one hand and reached for Lily with the other. She was calm, almost unnervingly calm. She told him Finn had found her first. She told him Finn had meowed until she grabbed the life ring. Thomas did not know whether to believe this. He believed it anyway. They spent 9 hours in the water. Thomas held the combing. Lily held the life ring. Finn stayed. The cat did not leave Lily's arms for the entire 9 hours. Not when the waves came. Not when the cold deepened. Not once. Thomas talked to Lily throughout the night. He named the stars they could see between the clouds. He told her about every sea creature that might be swimming beneath them, right now, making them sound magical rather than terrified. He told her about the time he had gotten lost in a cave as a boy and walked out by following a bat. He told her they would be found. He said it enough times that he almost believed it. Lily held Finn and watched the horizon. At some point in the 4th hour, she fell asleep, still holding the cat, still floating. Thomas watched her sleep and kept talking, quietly to himself, to the water, to whatever was listening. The 6th hour was the worst. Thomas's hands had gone numb on the combing. The cold had moved from discomfort to something more serious. He was a marine biologist. He knew exactly what hypothermia did to a body. He knew the stages. He was in stage 2. He kept talking. He recited the Latin names of every species he had ever studied. 214 of them in the end. Finn shifted in Lily's arms during the 6th hour. He pressed his head against Lily's cheek, hard, insistent. Lily woke up. She looked at her father. She said, "Papa, you have to keep talking." He had stopped without knowing it. He started again. He had stopped without knowing it. He started again. The Coast Guard helicopter found them at 8:52 a.m., 9 hours and 5 minutes after the boat went down. The rescue swimmer who went into the water said he had never seen anything like it. A man on a piece of wreckage, a girl in a life ring, and a cat, all 3 alive. All 3 together. Lily refused to release Finn during the helicopter lift. The rescue swimmer held them both, the girl and the cat, as a single unit. Thomas was lifted separately, already wrapped in a thermal blanket. He watched his daughter rise out of the sea, holding her cat. He had no words for what he felt. He has never found them. Lily is 11 now. She still sails with her father every summer. She wears her life jacket from the moment she steps on board. She checks every clip, every strap the way he taught her. Finn still sleeps in the bow. Still eats whatever Thomas eats. Still shows no fear of the water. Thomas asked Lily once, years later, what she remembered most about that night. She thought about it for a long time. She said, Finn was purring. The whole time in the water, in the dark, he was purring. Thomas looked at the cat. The cat looked at Thomas. Neither of them said anything. Some things don't need an explanation. They just need to be true. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear it today. Subscribe to Bound to Survive. A new story every week.